out here. So you can see a lot of teams are starting to die in transition just because of the nature of the spacing of the terrain.
I really like T1's position right now. It gives them a lot of information on what's happening in the compounds in front of them. They've kind of gone for a 2-2 opposite sides of the hill, so that of it. And they kind of look into the forest and everything that's happening more into the east. This is the Shadow and Team Liquid fight. Alo going to be on the low side of this. Couple of peeks coming his way. Doesn't hit the shots that he really wanted off of it. That's going to put him in a dicier position as it's high ground, and Team Liquid is out real early.
Ash.
Where do you go? Popping up on this side. They're going to run right in the midst of Vitality. No clean shots. Finally, Quizzy does find example. There's not much really to hide behind with those cars. They've got to stop. There is nowhere to go. Crossfire is now starting to get set up. VP even sees some of this. Shadow is following right back behind it. Vitality switches their focus, and everybody is just dying in these fields.
Oh, what a great position of an M249 is Hello My Bad. He is able to do so much damage to these teams that are coming through, whether it's blowing up the vehicles or actually claiming lives. Nice job of at least settling up with something, but here comes VP.
Ooh. It's all the kills just rolling right into them. They're finding everything. They've got a great position in the circle.
Perfectix goes down to a nice grenade from Hello My Bad, though. Meanwhile, Flash on a sliver of life, a molly in hand, it goes with him, and he is probably going to succumb to the blue.
Nades and damage just still continue to rain down on the Falcons, and they can't find the game that they want, and T1 going to be the ones that just keep finding more. Full Sense does falter up into the north. Hillside, they're going to be drawing a lot of aggro. BC's just trying to defend the hill as best that they can. Live shots coming up. It's going to be Simon T that gets a knock on Lucarux, but he is safe for now. Being on top of everything now means the fact that he should be able to get rezzed off that point. Nade's not going to easily be able to get up there, but Tycon's going to be close. Navi taking the shots on VC has kind of slowed down the push that VC wanted to go for.
Oh, I was going to say, this could be about the worst team you want to come up against, but Tycon is going to get flushed out, it looks like here. Yeah, Navi's going to claim that point, so that has bought Virtus Pro a little bit of breathing room. Meanwhile, 17 is harassing and hammering Gen G. Nixie's going to get involved too, and he's going to get the knock on the salute.
I mean, they're putting up the damage. It's just really hard to find the kills. You've got to kind of curve the bullets around, and it just keeps getting stolen away. That time it's going to be 17 that finds it. Falcons still fighting, backs up against the blue zone, getting some shots on T1, Myth on the other side of it, but it's all about VP and trying to survive. The longer that they can get here and start to dig down, they can start to dodge the shots every single time they go for a profile, inherently making a bunker into that position. So now they've got high ground control on a lot, but are mortars going that way? No, they're going after Myth instead.
Those were darn close. Myth already
multiple positions in the egress. It's just time to fight for Falcons. They know it. They've got to just drop whatever utility they can on Myth and start finding some kills.
And they have found a huge knock initially onto Baron. They're going to look to try to flush that out if they can. Scappy has a foxhole for himself, is going to remain in that safety. Jacob, no helmet here in the blue. This is not comfortable at all for him. He's just going to be able to get that first aid off in time, but the vehicle rolls away from him. He's going to have to chase it down even further into the blue. Falcon turn their attention up. They almost pay the price.
Goes down to blue zone. Kiss, though, finds Gustav, gets the knock on him. The timing's going to be really bad. Blue zone on top of him. It's going to be Falcons fighting up the hillside. Nade rolls down. Doesn't get a lot. Tig's got to be careful of the blue zone. Scappy on the other side. Myth finds Falcons and demolishes them.
And it's Kiss who gets most of the kills in that exchange. That is brutal for Falcons. Only one placement point, one kill, trying to deal with Myth. But they are getting absolutely lit up by AGAL. They strike from the hillside.
The climb trying to start for AGAL. Weakened squads galore. Nade's now starting to rain on top of VP. Problems mounting for them as well. Finally, Vicious has a way to get up the hillside. Navi had to move closer, so it denied out the sightlines on push. Notice Beamy down in the low side of the hill, though. He could be the guy that manages to turn this back around and stop VC in their tracks.
Nixie would love to try to get that.
Looking down on 17. Lots of shots coming up from Vicious as well. Ian still alive on side angle. Anyone's legend is going to get eliminated. Nobody from VP finding those points, but we're in placement, so it's going to continue to tick up. That's really all VP is looking for. They want as much on this game as they can get. Chain reses and being in the focal point of everything is fine.
Still,
VP is making a push right back behind Ian. They want to get a piece of this. They want to find these kills. Ian's just trying to hold the line up on it. Ian does win, but he finds himself VP on top of him. Nowhere to go. He goes down, and now VP has control over the northern side of the hill and gets distance away from VC.
They're 1 point away from hitting the threshold. Again, they could win this chicken dinner, but that doesn't mean they win the tournament just yet. But they are certainly putting everyone else onto notice. He's got some smokes to work with, so he can keep them pinned on the edge. That frag, I'm not sure, did about half damage to Beamy there, so he's going to have to stall up. Meanwhile, Nixie, wow, that is crazy good. That is amazing. Him and Lucarux doing mega damage.
Runs up on the side of it, though. Got to be careful from that side flank. Hakatori looks like he's trying to find something. Big damage comes out. He does get the knock on the 2. And Navi just runs up the hillside, finding a lot. It's all Beanie, but he's trying to work on VC. He goes down. VP doesn't find their point. So now it is going to be VC and Navi lined up against each other. A 2v1.
It is at 136, though. It is going to be Navi who takes the game, and they come out swinging on day 1, but they got it.
Gedrox actually catches a bit of lead here. This Team Liquid is in the chase. Bernie Curdy gets him with a headshot on the drive-by. As Liquid double up here, an all-or-nothing match for them today.
Yeah, there was very little chance that Team Liquid was going to allow Gedrox to escape that when they were already in vehicles. So
and nobody's there except for all the teams looking for VP, looking to try to stop them. Shots coming, Raining finds Quissy as Vitality loses a member of their squad.
a little hillside jousting there for Vitality. Unfortunately, that's going to be the second member that they lose. Already path into the south side of the zone, and yet Levante will get spotted out by Type and flushed out unceremoniously with the bumper.
A good spot for information. You're going to be able to poke them out. Gustav gets a headshot and gets Kamal's down as well with the mini. Just a 4x here. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to get the flush, but he does get it. And the Danish IGL is able to get a point to secure it here for Falcons on Kickstart. The amount of information they're able to share. Now Vicious is pulling up. It's going to be straight on to VP.
This is not what I was expecting. Vicious, everybody I thought assumed that somebody would be there, but they will get the trade. Luca Rux will take down Simon T, though, as Beamy will have to bleed out on the rock side. Another great shot from Luca Rux. He is on fire right now, but Corexi's going to go down. So 2 down for Virtus Pro as they try to hold the top of the hill.
A quick double rest here.
And 17 is coming.
It's a pull-up from 17. Geekcase looking at it. Twisted Minds is getting involved here. So many teams trying to third-party this. So important to try to stop them. They cannot be getting this win. Dogma gets Beamy with the nade after the rest.
Sails just a little bit too wide, and the nades are raining down on Virtus Pro. Everybody knew exactly where they were, and they will not get the win in match number 2.
Here it does happen here. Now the ball comes in. Tiggleton takes some shots, connects a little bit, and now Utility's being deployed from Na'Vi.
They're going to try to pull to the blind side of that Na'Vi compound, and it lets them get very close in. But a good grenade from Hakatori takes down 2, and now he knows who's on his doorstep. He will go down to Kickstart as Shrimsy and Kickstart try to hold the line. The rest of Na'Vi trying to get over here and provide some support. Boostic not here just yet as they will continue to play around on these walls. Nobody looking down. Actually, full sense. Belmoff taking shots, so they can't play on the outside of the wall anymore. They have to push in.
Shrimsy half HP, Kickstart half HP. Boostic's on the corner, gets Kickstart down, gets a flush and immediately, and now it's down to just Shrimsy. Can he maybe get something more happening here? No, he goes down and Falcons is out in 12th place. Because Na'Vi gets 4 kills and gets ever so closer to Falcons.
Not the team you wanted to go down to, as Falcons will now have to sit and watch Na'Vi. They do manage to take 1 off of them, so they have to play with 3, but they still have their compound in on this circle. And meanwhile, on the northern, just outside of zone, Twisted Minds and 17. 17 has been very active this game after dispatching a VP, and now they're going to try to push right past Twisted Minds. That might be a little ambitious as they're also getting shot at by Geekay. Akan will take down Tian Tian. Songjane takes down Lil Ghost. 17 down to 2.
Yeah, this is a Hail Mary from them, and now Twisted Mind can follow up and see exactly what path they're able to play from, trying to maintain that southwest control.
Hiding out in the dips, hoping they can hold their line here. I think T1 has maybe spotted out Duckmai. Yeah, don't want to take a risk of losing anybody, so they'll just dispatch with them.
On the north side, Type goes down as well. Scappy gets the flush. Heather finds Scappy though. And T1 is down to just a 2-man with Heather and Raining. There's a Panzerfaust in his hands, and Jacob is trying to roll around on this absolute stolen BRDM. Thanadol finds Lou, and the fight in the south completely evolves now as so many teams are involved. Thanadol finds Lou for the flush as well.
Or they're going to get right on top of the BRDM, and they're going to take out Jacob and the BRDM as well, but he goes down as the BRDM will move. Now he's looking to collect yet another point, and he will. Puts it right in his pocket. T1 managing up to 6 points now.
Full sends out in 7th. Heather continues his fracking capabilities, finds another flush as well to get T1 on 7.
In that direction as well, Twisted Minds using that rock to try to find some kind of height. And there you go, Raining will find Spiro, follow up with the Molotov. Boostic now on the clock. He's down to half HP. He'll take down Heather. Gets another point, but now Ferris, the last one left alive, as Raining will go and secure 2 points for himself and T1.
That was massive. He's down to 46 HP himself, though. Has to go for first. And more utilities is being thrown, and T1 is out in 6th place as Genji and Soul gets involved. No shots coming in towards Ferris. He's survived for quite a while here. Now they've breached into the triple digit in this game here. 102 might be able to break above Falcons.
Might be. Fortunately, he is moving. He'll get spotted out, and he's going to get taken down. Soul will take down Na'Vi, but not before they make another big leap to catch those Falcons in 2nd place. Twisted Minds trying to make the crash. Wemba is ready. They'll find example. Batulin's the last player left alive.
Oh,
Flashbangs come through. He can't see anything. Hops in the vehicle. Immediately shot out by Wemba, and that'll be Twisted Minds out in 4th place.
That's just making everything so easy for GK to get another chicken dinner here. 17 goes out in 3rd, and now it's just a push for Soul, and that's an easy nade for Park Bro as GK is able to close.
And, okay, hello.
Bit nervous on the couple of things going on here. I was going to say a couple of nades being exchanged between Gam and Genji. Being already down and flushed out. A lot more focus coming over here as Vitality also has a player that's playing around Minas Generalis that is knocked. So map, everybody's trying to get a piece of AGAL. Can we even see Sololzi touch the ground? He does, so he doesn't instantly die there. There is a res potential, but I dare you to go for it.
Yeah, you can see that Full Sense as well has some oversight of GK's position. That's
Ian, oh, it doesn't connect. That's going to be a follow-up shot coming up from Corexi. He gets the knock on to Type. And does T1 stop for this one? We know that they'll go for kills if it's available, and Corexi's in a dangerous spot. Luke Ruck's already down.
Yeah, this is really smart from T1. They have to commit to this fight for a couple different reasons, but most importantly, it's Virtus Pro that you just ran into, and Luke Ruck's probably just going to be eliminated by that blue zone. There's just no hope. They're going to have to leave him.
Church not going to provide much, but Gustav does get the knock on to Lou. Counter shot comes out from Example, and Gustav goes down.
Oh, that was an aggressive position from Gustav. He's in a little bit more of a dangerous position in terms of being resable. So Tiggleton starting to make his way over there. Some grenades out the outside. Going to be a little bit undercooked, so not going to catch onto anybody from Twisted who've got they've got the punish. So Falcon's kind of stuck in here. Gustav trying to relieve that pressure, but not able to really successfully do so. Now that being said, Shrimsy does get a knock with this blue zone grenade.
And that's big. That's Example.
Yeah.
And also, you know, like the disc was talking about, people they're waiting to pop off. Yeah, Tig, kick. For me, it is Shrimsy.
Teams now, Falcons will be able to get Gustav.
Vitality crash right on top of Na'Vi. This is a big fight for the center. Vitality has one of the players go down near on instantly, and that Hakatori finds a lot, and that is big. Na'Vi at 5 kills and climbing.
That's not the player you want to see get heated up. We know what Hakatori can do, especially on this map here, but Falcons, the rest of them, disconnected, trying to make their way through right into BC.
Oh, man, there's nowhere to go on the circle. It has abandoned this position. Falcons runs right into the waiting arms of BC, who finds a lot. They're trying to climb, and now it's Falcons surrendering points to the team that they don't want. Back behind them again. Shrimsy and Kick starting a lot of trouble as really Twisted hasn't left position. They're waiting to pounce as well. Top of Gam, 17. That's not going to work out well. Lots of people starting to fall. Just 2 players for GK alive, and they are entrenched in a position that feels absolutely terrible. New contenders on approach. Myth to the north going to eat up a little bit of a distraction of what's going on over here, as at least GK can stop for a second, and it feels like 17 kind of lost where GK landed out in the mix of all that rush.
I just don't know that there's much Akan can do here on his own. He is surrounded. He has a lot of players who kind of have vision into him.
Oh.
A good grenade could be a difference maker. It's decent, but not good enough. Looking to throw some smokes over towards ZJ to try to go for that res. Meanwhile, 17 has been stalled out. They're not able to get into a position to punish this just yet. Maybe this grenade could...
Does connect and gets some damage. Does get the knock, but it's going to be Shadow at range. Jexy gets the knock onto Hakatori.
Yeah, Hakatori had a grenade in hand. Lucky to not fall to that, but it might not matter. Too much boosting on a sliver of the health, at least outside of the blue zone. So isn't going to take any damage from that BZ nade. And he is going to throw down some more smokes to try to see if he can get Hakatori back into play, but he's bleeding out.
There's not much to be done on the outside of this as well. VC just trying to limp their way into the circle. Only one player still alive. It's going to be T1 still also right on top of Myth, but they haven't gotten involved just quite yet. Shadow just
It's along the way. They're getting out to take the fight. They're going to get one.
T1 trying to be opportunistic, finding something. Raining gets knocked onto Scappy as well. Heather just unloads. He goes down. It is just Baron in the BRDM. The last one's up, and he's got to try to get to the circle. Type's going to be right next to him. Perfectix also providing some overwatch. 17 going to be trying to gatekeep on the angle. Team Liquid watching it as well. Shadow using the opportunity to run into the circle. So that's going to be less people over here, and the crossfire just comes out. Myth goes down.
Yeah, they did quite a bit of damage to T1 though, and that's actually opened up a lot of space here for Boostic to maybe survive out of all of this. Grenade splashing around a Shadow. They've got AGAL there out on the edge. The molly looks like it might have connected to somebody onto AGAL. Indeed, Salalzi there, AGAL gone. Nice hold from Shadow.
Na'Vi also in the compound right on top of Shadow of that, but this duo feeling a bit more vulnerable. Taking those shots with the nade, though, and dropping it right on top of Shadow did force them on a new angle. That opened it up for Boostic. So suddenly, the three-man comes back together, and wow, was that punch. Boostic just gets instantly knocked. Beamy's got himself a nice angle of approach on top of Full Sense, and suddenly Na'Vi's going to find themselves with some friends from Europe. Nixie gets the flush and a knock, and this is starting to feel really good for VP. Is Miramar the game for them?
That was one of the best throws I've seen. Nixie up and over from downtown, taking out players for Full Sense. And here goes BB, he wipes them out.
Just VP doing it to him right there. Navi's got to get into the circle. Gam's got it under control to the north. 17's got a player in, but looming quietly into the west. It's still a full-strength Team Liquid is what's going to be going on. This is very vertical coming down. Beamy does spot out Ferris, gets the knock. Should be able to get the flush. Where does the last player in Spyro go? It's Team Liquid. Great shots coming up from Cowboy. Suddenly VP in a lot of trouble.
Cowboy, he needs to get this flush, and it looks like he should be able to, you would think. BB trying to dance around it, cannot. That is huge for everybody else in this event.
Oh, Nixie.
Ooh, it's so close.
All right, maybe Team Liquid on top of all this watching it. They've got control on the entirety of the circle. VP's trying to use this opportunity to counter move more up against the top of the hillside to see if they can get a better spot, but it's going to be Team Liquid with a focus on the 17.
Having to take a brief moment to go for some heals. A Cowboy with a nice grenade there. Purdy Curdy immediately follows up with the flush. So 17 on to just Wembo, but he's got an M249.
Slow back down the pacing. Wimbo knows that they're going to be playing this one. Gam's still just sitting there quiet. I don't know if they pulled their triggers in a while. Could just pop off in a moment nobody's expecting. Wimbo starting to play other side and smokes. Goes, unloads, he goes down. Kurt knows how the LMG works and counterplays it.
The cell door is closed and they're already lighting them up.
What we're really watching right now, though, is Nixie starting to move up the hillside. This the southern section that we've got Alo and Cowboy for Team Liquid. They're trying to keep lock on the circle itself. If Nixie can get an opportunity to go for anything on the Team Liquid that can counter all of this. But yes, it is presently a 2v4 as we see the res starting to come up from Team Liquid, and Gam just, hey, what are you going to do?
Not much.
Yeah, but it really matters maybe which way they peek, because Team Liquid would really like those points, but Crexy says, nah, that's mine.
Yeah, I mean, they're just damned if they do, damned if they don't. Anything they do is just absolutely treacherous at this point. So really, it's going to come down to this 2v4, you would think. But Virtus Pro has a little bit of an established position, and meanwhile, Team Liquid starting to fan out. I mean, I think as Team Liquid here, you just kind of group up and just sweep. Smokes are down.
I love that smoke coming up from VP. Denies the high side on the hill, so they get to focus a bit more down. Correxi's putting in the work, but not getting the knock just yet. Nixie, he's wanting to go closer range with this. He's wanting to move into their face. You can see that it's pretty bad as far as utility and everything else goes. Pick's coming around the side. Correxy going for it. Alo gets the better. It is just Nixie up, fighting for it. He gets one. Leans back into the smokes, but mollies are falling all around him. Goes for the shot. Does get the knock onto Alo, but it doesn't matter. Team
Falcons. Done a great job here as Virtus Pro. They're going to find Full Sense. Once again, an early fight here for VP, and the trade comes through. Flash will go down to Beamy, though, in return. So 2 knocked here for Full Sense. VP playing around the trees, but Beamy will find another one. Beamy keeping his team in it, and now Full Sense down to just 1, but they're getting third party from range by Kiss. This was always the concern. The second they start fighting, a third party is sure to come.
Nixie goes down to Kiss as Kiss starts to get fully involved from this one here. You see 17 ones against Sniff. The city here could be him dying quickly. Boostic finds Cowboy for the flush here. As each other, let's focus on some of the teams that's on screen though. Here Na'Vi, Liquid, and Gen G involved with each other. Boostic finds Luke. More shots comes in. Boostic is low here as Na'Vi, the closest chasing teams, is low. Halo, last player for Liquid, just won a game here, but they could be finishing up.
And now Gam has come up here to try to third party on this. No shots taken so far. They're just hovering around as Team Liquid down to Halo, but he's playing inside that pagoda. Looking around to see if anybody peeks their head. Boostic going to retreat in as he hears the engines come through.
That's a blue zone. That's a great blue zone. Might get some points here for the Liquid boys as it's being dropped from the top. Well played. He finds him. Ferris might be able to get the rest on Boostic here.
That is worst case scenario for Virtus Pro to take the knock there. Luca Rux will get flushed out as well. Virtus Pro trying to make their way across this road. Correxy trying to jump the fence, almost gets in trouble there, but Kamal's not able to finish him off before he has to reload. So Virtus Pro, and the other news is that
has high ground, that has everything. Perfectix finds him before he hits the deck. And Dogma is down to just being the last player. Full 3 gear and Perfectix. And with the Lynx in hand, he's going to be able to do some damage in this one. Our defending Esports World Cup champions. Currently sitting in 6th place, trying to get to that triple digits to get close, to secure more points for the club champ.
It's tough, as it looks like Twisted Mind is just going to aggressively take this fight against Vicious, knowing that they are ahead of them. Like to take them out. They've managed to get the knock on a POW. They knew exactly where Simon T and Duckmai were. But
that they might be inside that last part of the circle. Patulins finds Dogmai for the headshot. Vicious loses another player.
That was really nice work by Batulins. It looked like Duckmai was trying to go for that sneaky flanking angle, but Batulins sniffed it out. Veteran player that he is. They know exactly where these Vicious boys are, and that's a great grenade. Bounces off the wall and takes down POW. Simon T now the last player left alive for Vicious.
Can he do something? Gets the flush there, and now they're going to just run on the corner. Finds one, finds Batulins. Now the other guys are going to swing. He's going to try to go for a stun grenade on the hand here. Stuns himself a little bit. Dogma goes out, shotgun in hand, but Perfectix gets it. When Twisted Minds gets another.
And if Falcons are unlucky, Shribsy going to take the spray. Yes, Corexy will get the knock. Can he get the flush as well? He can. Kickstart going to go down as well, the Nixie. And now Falcons down to just Tiggleton with the Panzerfaust in hand.
Blue zone goes out as well. Utilities being committed to get Falcons stopped.
See if Kiss gets involved. He's still on that roof side. Yep, he's looking, and that's going to do it for Falcons. They go out in 10th place. Now Virtus Pro know that they have lost all reality. As I said, opening up a little bit of a door here. Nixie will get spotted out by Kiss. Kiss causing so much havoc from this high ground position, but he is all by himself. So do it for VP, but job done as far as they're considered. Now we cut over to Gen G, trying to hold off Myth. They will take down Kiss after Kiss was able to get the res on the Scappy. Let's see if Scappy can maybe return the favor. But Gen G will have to get to salute immediately. And look at the building. T1 already inside. Vitality in here as well. Gen G have a couple of players. Meanwhile, Shadow Esports just gets a vibe. But there you go. Nice grenade from Scappy. Will take down Hallow My Bad. And that might open up a window here for him to make it in.
Soul finds multiple of T1. He finds Raining and Type as they go down.
The MVP race is still on, and Soul has a little bit more to say about it, but good grenade from Ian will take him down, and that's going to do it for Gen G, as T1 do lose 2 in the process. Got Vitality looking directly at him. Try to pop up, take a shot, but he's going to go down to the blue. Handsy going to go down as well, as Shadow has made a way in. Vitality, though, will collect points off of 17 Gaming. They're up to 9 kills. They're climbing the leaderboard, and they have a shot at a victory here in match number 4.
So 3v1, can he do it? Ian with a shotgun. Gets one, Hello My Bad.
Oh, the double pump shot. He's only got 4 rounds left. At least secure the point. He will. The rest of Vitality still on the roof. Ian just waiting for them to drop down. Quizzy not going to go all the way just yet. Vitality would love desperately to get this victory. As Ian will wait for somebody to push down. He's going to jump down, and there you go. Levante will take him from behind, and that's a win for Vitality.
In a position like they're playing with that 2-2 split, you can cover each other, but not a lot of people are going to be making really dedicated pushes to kind of close the gap on you. That means that while you've got center control for later stages, it's going to be harder to get those kills later on, as Myth, the squad that we had massive expectations for, starting to find a little bit more under glories, but this is just off of center.
Yeah, this is on the south side here. Cam was very wide split, and there's just no helping. You can see here, Twisted Mind wants these points. They need these points, and they know it, and Perfectix is landing big grenades.
Follow-up bounce could be big. How's it going to land? Right on the side. There you go. Twisted finds another. on a climb of their own. On top of that, that's going to be against T1. A knock on both sides of this, as 3 players still up for Navi. Can't quite seem to find where the other Twisted players are at, but Batulin seems like he has an idea on where one is. Cooking the nade, gonna toss it out. Does he get the knock? Yes, Boosted goes down.
That's massive for Twisted and devastating for Navi. Batulin's gonna find another one here. It's actually Example who got the knock.
Shadow, Jacob on the other side, starting to try to find angles onto Twisted. That's gonna allow Ferris to try to escape, but there's nowhere to go. He just has to run away from the circle to the north. Shadow's gonna try to flank on the side, but Batulin's already reads it.
Has a decent grenade there, caught quite a bit of damage, but Setsuna just letting loose with its stuns. It doesn't matter, it doesn't bother the IGL and Twisted Mind.
BP.
Here goes BP right into Gam.
Just runs into the face of Tanvu, goes for it, but Hong F holds the line well. He goes down in the end, but BB, the last one up, has to drop to his belly. Shots popping off everywhere. He goes down, VP out.
All of that. That's devastating for them. Now they're turning their attention towards Duckmai, who's stuck out in the open. I mean, he's just dead. There's just no hope. He is finito. And Salute looking back towards his other side. He needs a little bit of help here. I mean, Gen.G still so spread out Soultree as they are still dealing with Vicious.
Vicious hasn't found anything yet. Just Tycon, the last one up, trying to get some nades over on the other side of this. But Gen.G is taking a lot of damage on their walk into point. Got to be careful. Bean almost goes down, but manages to cling to life. Nades now starting to rain down on top of Tycon, but he's just doing a little bit of a do-si-do around the tree. That's enough to keep him alive. Somehow, all these nades from Soul keep landing next to him, getting the damage, but this is opening up more space for Team Liquid. It's Cowboy looking like he's trying to get involved, while the rest of Team Liquid are taking shots onto 17 and Vitality.
They're going to try to go for something crazy. They do end up getting him. D finds it, but he actually took down Soul as well in the process, so people are dying everywhere.
Vitality needs points. They need to survive this. Levante goes down. 17's just got too many players up and alive, but playing around the Doritos trying to make something big happen. Oh my bad finally does fall. Only one player still up for 17 and got to commit to those reses fast because Team Liquid wants something.
All these teams are forced to the outside. It's just a valley that funnels in towards Liquid's compound. Here we go again, trying to eliminate Gen.G, and that's a good one from Kick. Gonna combine there onto D, trying to respond is Soul.
Soul and a Panzerfaust, that's scary. You know he wants more off the side of it. Tig knows where he's at. Trimsy going down with that bit of an explosion. Also going to throw off pacings for Falcon. In terms
of time and placement, but also util. They've had to dump so much at him to try to displace him.
Oh my God!
Oh!
I thought he was about to run out and get a knock on them in the worst time. Soul finally goes down the ring. All the better. GK, get ready. You're about to have to defend. It's the Falcons running right into your face. They got Panzerfaust ready to go. Gustav connects. Songjung goes down. Quick jump out. Gustav's got goals, but 2 players down for the Falcons. Can they take down GK? It's going to be a con one side and still holding up.
That was a beautiful push, but that's a better grenade. EJ takes down the Falcons, and GK hangs on.
Curdy to the south.
Park Pro doing his darndest. You're going to bleed out some of that util. Oh, the follow-up from EJ. Just too far, but that's a good one. Park Pro, 3 grenades, ends up taking down Luke 12.
Is GK's. It's going to be on Team Liquid to fight their way out. They're leaving the walls. Nothing else to be had. Park Pro's got the rock, but he doesn't have the angle. The tree making a bit too much. Shots come out from EJ, though. Cowboy goes down. Kurt, the last one up. What can he do? This position is terrible. GK's got it all on lock.
Yeah, the stuns here could be the finisher. Purdy Curdy still going to go for the peaks, but that's allowed EJ to get to the tree. Park Pro going to line up behind him. Kurt's going to have to go huge. He's already tagged up, and he's down. It's GK going to take game 5 of the day.
Depth of the circle. The Shadow's actually driving in towards him as he's sliding in and around the glass. This might be painful for Songjang as more damage is coming in. Shadow's trying to get him out. Jexy gets him though with the 4x Orc spray down on the GK player.
Songjang just could not find a way to get out of there, and to be fair, the rest of his team is down in Milta, so I'm not sure how he ended up in prison in the first place. Maybe got a little ambitious, but
that's usually what happens when you're in prison.
AGAL, big wide split for them, and they get a little bit lucky there in finding young Alo.
Oh, here we go as well on the other side. GK fighting AGL. Delvin gets one low, gets Khan down. Sololsi finds an 8 onto him, and that's GK out. But is their tournament done here for Esports World Cup? AGL finally activating, jumps them up into 15th place. Not that it matters too much down.
as they will stop down.
Oh.
Nixie's going to spot out Boosted, Boostic rather, gets that first knock, and that's going to be VP just sending it in. Now they know who they're fighting, and they want to take them down.
That's a big name to take down that second place chasing team, and sure, there's no chance of them getting first away from them, but have a fight. First and second place team, and Boosted gets flushed by Beamy, confirming the point. Twisted Minds third parties that fight here as Ferris takes damage. Lou hits him through. No, that's going to be VP knowing that Ferris is knocked up here. They might be able to get the confirmation, and Lukarux does get it. But he did get knocked. Mino where they won. Little pull up here from Gen G and 17. That could be a perfect third party opportunity for Falcons.
Why not? See the fight going on. Tian getting that first knock onto Beam. The flush comes through as well. Soul already inside the house. Lil Ghost trying to reposition as he knows that there's a man on the stairs. Xiao Wu has already been taken down, but as you mentioned, Falcons starting to make their way down there. You see them just off to the north. They haven't gotten in range just yet. No full commitment coming through as the utility is just being traded back and forth, but I think 17 realizes that they have Soul all by himself. Get him low, but won't be able to get the knock just yet.
Genji pushes in, Soul goes around the corner here, and he's going to have to try to fend the 17 players off. Half HP. D helps with some utility. That's a great bounce. It's going to be blind on the two players.
Vitality.
He gets in. Soul finds one, too.
Vitality sending Gendrox over in the BRDM to see if he can maybe get some points off of this now, as Gen G will take down 2 of 17. 17 Gaming now
Gendrox
down to just Xiao Wu and Wemwa. Everyone, Vitality need every single point that they can muster. Soul looking like
good nade.
Pretty easy come up. That nade will go through. Nicely done. Levante will finish him off. Shots coming from the side from Twisted Minds is going to force them to push into this building a little bit quicker, where Spiro is waiting with the pump shotgun. He'll find Nixie, get the knock, get the point. I think they realize they've got him all by himself. One shot comes through from Spiro. He'll get one. He'll get both of them. Navi holds the line. 3 kills now for Spiro and Hakatori, but they've got to make their way into the zone.
Side, if this circle goes not, that would be very, very possible. Look at that. End goes very low. Baron finds the end, and Powers found Heather. T1 is under so much pressure. Time and raining. The remaining 2 members, and they're so far outside, and everyone has angles on them.
Goodness.
Pau finds side.
T1 just dancing around here. Myth trying to see if they can catch him, but Vicious going to use that as an opportunity to make their way in, and Vicious stepping up here big in the final game of the day. That's another knock coming through for them. Scappy and Kiss now the 2 remaining players up. AGLL just off to their west, but T1 is in shambles, reigning the last player left alive, and he's gonna go down. Vicious collects a few more points, and now Myth will go for the reset. Team is gonna wanna have to push downhill into this, as Twisted Minds will pull on to Gam, and Gam goes down. Twisted Minds collect their 4th kill, and they are down to 3 players. They'll turn their attention immediately back over towards Myth, but they're getting backfilled now by Full Sense at the same time.
Falcons playing it super smart here. They're all inside the circle, inside the edge here, and hoping for some of the teams to destroy each other on this southern side here. With this northern shift, Vicious is pushing Vitality towards the west, super close to Falcons. They've got a BRDM, and they can delay this just a little bit faster. And it all finds Petulins, and Flash finds Example as Twisted Minds is under an immense amount of pressure throughout this game.
Grenades keep flying through. Gedrock's going to pull the BRDM up within range.
The side, and Vicious is just laughing. Next circle finds Tickleton, and Hello My Bad also finds another one here. And this could be the push that Vitality wants to do on to Falcons.
They're going right in. Levante will get taken down by Shrimsy. Gedrox will take down Kickstart. Shrimsy's going to find Quizzy as well, though. Shrimsy trying to keep Falcons in this, willing them to a 2nd place finish. He's going to stay alive just by the grace of this trench line he is dug in, but Full Sense now is making their way down. They've got Gedrox pinned down with Molotovs. Shrimsy will try to throw that utility over the top of the line to see if he can maybe catch Gedrox, and Gedrox is going to find him, and Falcons gets eliminated. Navi holds on to 2nd place.
Vitality now, it's Vitality and Vicious trying to chase that podium finish. Hello My Bad finds them at all. There are just 2 members left alive, but then MG3 makes it sing, but Tigger finds him.
Gedrox gets taken down, Vitality goes out, and now the cut line is set for Vicious. They still have all 4 alive, and well, the good news for Vicious is that Myth is not the type of team to deny. They will fight it out until the bitter end. Scappy is hiding behind the US fort, but the rest of Vicious is just collapsing on top of him while Simon T keeps them lit down. Vicious will get the victory.